Super Typhoon Yagi may have passed, but the devastation it left behind continues to unfold. Northern Vietnam has borne the brunt of the destruction. As of 7 a.m. on September 12th, the storm and subsequent floods have claimed the lives of over 400 people, with Vietnam alone accounting for 325 of those dead or missing. Going Cam Crazy 5 as we take a closer look at the hardest hit areas in this video, witnessing the sheer ferocity of this storm's impact. By the evening of September 8, 2024, a massive landslide in Mung Hoa Commune, Sapa, claimed the lives of 6 people and injured 9 others. The heavy rains brought by the remnants of Super Typhoon Yagi triggered the landslide in Hoa Su Pan 1 village, sweeping into 4 households with 26 residents at the base of the hill. Rescue teams from Sapa quickly arrived at the scene, working alongside local residents to search for and rescue those buried beneath the debris. The swift response highlighted the community's resilience in the face of disaster. The tragedy underscored the devastating impact of the storm on this mountainous region. On the morning of September 9, 2024, disaster struck in Phu Thot Province as the Phong Cho Bridge suddenly collapsed into the Red River. The bridge, vital for connecting Vạn Xuân and Phong Nguyen, gave way without warning, while vehicles and pedestrians were still crossing. Among the 10 vehicles on the bridge were a truck, 2 tractor-trailers, and several motorcycles. By the following morning, 8 people were still missing, feared lost in the turbulent waters. The unexpected collapse has left the region in shock, sparking urgent rescue efforts. Super Typhoon Yagi swept through, leaving Thanh Nguyen seemingly untouched, with just light rain and a gentle breeze. But the real terror came after the storm had passed. On September 7th, while Haiphong and Quang Minh bore the full brunt of Yagi, Thanh Nguyen's skies only drizzled, and the wind whispered through the trees. Yet, as the Ko River swelled dangerously, the nightmare began. By the night of September 8th, the military rushed to reinforce Bintan Bridge's embankments, but the river's rise was relentless. At 3 a.m. on September 10th, the water peaked at 2,881 centimeters, surpassing historic levels and flooding the city. What started as a mild storm quickly turned into a devastating flood, engulfing Thanh Nguyen in its wake.
Bây giờ cho trẻ con ra để trẻ con và người già ra trước. Đang tranh cãi nhau về vấn đề cho ai ra trước ai ra sau. Đông người quá. Thì xuống mang thực phẩm thôi.
The aftermath of Super Typhoon Yagi went beyond floods and landslides, triggering further disasters. On the morning of September 10th, 7 barges and ships were swept by the Low River's powerful currents, becoming trapped beneath Vinh Phu Bridge, Vietnam. The vessels repeatedly struck the bridge, threatening severe damage.
Cái khu vực này thì lắm mà cái khoảng đóng cái tàu ở đó lắm thì nó đứt nó trôi giạt là con tàu rất to, trên bao nó khoảng 200 mét vuông, sức nước nó đẩy là ma chạm rất mạnh, nó đang kẹt ở dưới cái gầm cầu đó. Nó trôi giạt thì gồm 4 con tàu và một cái bong đó, cứ 1 giờ bây giờ nước nó cứ dâng lên 30-40 phân nhưng mà bây giờ thì cũng vẫn thấy đang xử lý, cứ xử lý được cái mắc kẹt ở đấy, ảnh hưởng cây cầu, cấm người dân, cấm phương tiện không cho qua lại nữa rồi.
Ôi khỏe đấy, cầu mình khỏe đấy. Trôi hết một đoạn vào đây rồi.
By afternoon, rescue teams made the bold choice to sink 1 ship and pushed 4 barges to safety. The last 2 were carefully cut loose and steered to a secure harbor, narrowly preventing a catastrophic collapse. Yagi's fury left a chilling mark, highlighting nature's overwhelming power. The breach of the Low River dike in Tuyen Quang has unleashed a catastrophic deluge, turning a scene of relative calm into a nightmarish flood zone. As the river's waters overwhelmed the crumbling barrier, a wall of water surged violently into the surrounding areas, engulfing everything in its path. Homes, fields, and lives have been swept away by this merciless flood, revealing the terrifying power of nature when it is pushed beyond its limits. The breach is not just a breach of a dike, but a stark, dramatic reminder of our vulnerability to nature's fury. The once reliable barrier fell, it left a trail of destruction, underscoring the urgent need for resilient infrastructure and preparedness in the face of increasingly severe weather events. The devastation left behind is a chilling testament to the relentless force of the elements and a call to action for stronger defenses against future calamities. On the morning of September 10th, a devastating flash flood struck Phuc Khanh, Baoyin, Lao Cai, unleashing chaos and destruction. Floodwaters surged through the region with an unrelenting fury, claiming 15 lives and leaving 103 people unaccounted for. The Baoyin General Hospital declared a red alert as the situation reached crisis levels. Around 10:15 a.m., the Baoyin local government received urgent reports from Phuc Khanh about severe landslides and flooding in Lang Nu village. The disaster struck with brutal force, impacting 128 individuals across 35 households. By 2 p.m., rescue teams had managed to locate and provide first aid to 10 survivors. Tragically, the flood had already claimed 15 lives, and the search continued for the 103 missing as the full extent of the devastation began to unfold. The sheer scale of the disaster left the community reeling, marking a day of heartache and desperate rescue efforts against nature's relentless wrath. By the morning of September 11th, the rescue teams in Lao Cai province confirmed the tragic loss of 18 lives due to a devastating flash flood and landslide that buried the entire Lang Nu village in Phuc Khanh commune, Baoyin district. Chint Sun Chuan, the chairman of Lao Cai province, described the horrifying scene where the violent flood swept through, engulfing the entire village of 35 households and 128 residents. The disaster was so overwhelming that it left nothing but destruction in its wake. As soon as the calamity struck, the province mobilized rescue forces, desperately searching through the debris in hopes of finding survivors. The grief and shock that gripped the community were palpable as they grappled with the magnitude of the tragedy, knowing that in mere moments, lives were lost and a once thriving village was reduced to ruins.
Cái kìa nó bằng người kìa. Ôi ôi trời ơi.
The footage captures a heart-stopping moment when a soldier, bravely battling the floodwaters, is suddenly swept away by the raging currents. In a desperate effort to secure a barge and prevent it from crashing into the Kok Lu Bridge in Lao Cai, the soldier stood steadfast beside the railing with his comrades. However, as he struggled to hold the rope, unexpected snap of the cord sent him tumbling into the turbulent, muddy waters below.
Thả dây còn chưa thả dây xuống nhỉ. Có hai luồng, vừa chọn nước dài thả lên luồng trên.
Miraculously, amidst the chaos, floating debris, logs, branches, and garbage came to the soldier's aid, providing a fleeting chance for him to cling on and avoid being swept away entirely. Instantly, his comrades sprang into action, positioning themselves under the bridge's support beams, their every move a testament to their resolve. With unwavering determination, they worked in unison to pull their fellow soldier to safety. Onlookers gathered on the street, their eyes glued to the rescue operation. As the soldier was finally hauled up to solid ground, a collective gasp of relief erupted from the crowd, followed by cheers of, "We saved him."
Chúng ta ở đây phải có cái thuyền gì chiến không có thuyền.
In Yên Bái, Vietnam, a catastrophic landslide unfolded with terrifying force, burying homes and causing chaos. The scene was marked by desperate cries for help and the chilling sight of buildings swallowed by the earth. The sheer magnitude of the landslide left a trail of devastation, as the land shifted violently, entombing everything in its path. The moment when the barge was swept away and violently collided with Tomo Bridge was truly terrifying, causing everyone who witnessed it to gasp in fear. On the afternoon of September 9th, an unmanned mineral extraction barge was swept away by the raging waters of the Chai River, crashing straight into the new Tomo Bridge in Lukian District, Yên Bái Province, before tilting over and getting stuck beneath the bridge.
Đừng anh ơi!
Local residents were stunned as they watched the unmanned barge hurtling towards the bridge at an alarming speed, colliding with it with a resounding crash. Adding to the chaos, earlier that morning, another barge had met a similar fate, continuing to drift downstream after slamming into the bridge. In agriculture, over 195,929 hectares of rice fields were submerged, 35,010 hectares of crops were flooded and destroyed, and 22,237 hectares of fruit trees were ravaged. Aquaculture farms were devastated, with thousands of livestock and poultry perishing in the disaster. Provinces of Quang Minh, Haiphong, Taibin, Haiduan, and Hanoi were plunged into darkness. Widespread power and communication outages. Numerous high-voltage power lines failed, and over 5,305 power poles were snapped, leaving the region in ruins. Typhoon Yagi is unleashing its full fury on Hanoi, transforming the capital city into a battleground against nature's wrath. Torrential rains have pounded the city for hours, turning bustling streets into murky, fast-flowing rivers. The Red River's water levels have surged dramatically, surpassing the highest alarm levels in history, threatening to inundate the riverbanks and triggering widespread flash flood warnings. The Red River's waters are not only breaching its banks, but also flooding deep into the city's alleys and streets, submerging homes and sweeping away everything in their path. Low-lying areas are almost entirely submerged, forcing thousands of residents to evacuate in the dead of night amidst the howling winds of the storm. The dikes surrounding the Red River are straining under the immense pressure from the massive volume of water, and local authorities are mobilizing all resources to protect the vulnerable points. However, against the devastating power of Typhoon Yagi, many sections of the dikes are showing signs of cracking, making the situation increasingly dire. Meanwhile, the city's drainage system is completely overwhelmed, leading to unprecedented widespread flooding. Major roads, markets, and even high-rise buildings are not spared from the encroaching muddy waters. Traffic has come to a near standstill, with thousands of vehicles stranded or swept away, leaving residents with no choice but to seek higher ground to escape the relentless floodwaters. Hanoi is facing an unprecedented challenge as Typhoon Yagi continues to unleash its rage, pushing water levels even higher and causing unimaginable destruction. Sky remains ominously dark, with thick black clouds stretching from horizon to horizon, signaling that the nightmare is far from over. What's your favorite video? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to stay updated with more great content.